In Lesson 6, we're going to continue solving problems by finding equivalent ratios. Today, they're comparison ratios that we'll see. So example 1 says the Business Direct Hotel caters to people who travel for different types of business trips. On Saturday night, there is not a lot of business travel, so the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 2 to 5. So there's a bunch of information so far just in this second section. We know we're looking on Saturday night. We see a ratio. It tells us the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms, so people staying versus empty rooms, is 2 to 5. So we've got occupied to unoccupied. However, on Sunday night, so now we're in a different night, I'm going to underline that this is now Sunday, the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 6 to 1. So now we've got occupied is 6, unoccupied is 1. Due to the number of business people attending a large conference in the area, if the Business Direct Hotel has 432 occupied rooms on Sunday night, how many unoccupied rooms does it have on Saturday night? A lot of information here. So this is a comparison ratio problem. We're comparing Saturday night to Sunday night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by labeling a Saturday night side and a Sunday night side. Both of these were given to me as a ratio. So Saturday night, the ratio of occupied rooms to unoccupied rooms was 2 to 5. So I'm going to start by drawing a tape diagram for Saturday of 2 occupied rooms to 5 unoccupied rooms. Okay, so occupied to unoccupied. So more rooms that were empty than were filled with people. However, on Sunday night, it got busier due to a conference in the area, so the ratio changed from 6 occupied to 1 unoccupied. Okay? Now, because the hotel doesn't change the number of rooms it physically has in the building, each one of these sections can be considered the same size, whether it's on Saturday night or Sunday night. So whatever number is going to go in this section is going to go in all of the sections here, all of these sections, but it's also going to go in all of these sections. I'm not changing the number of rooms in the hotel. So that was the part of the 2 ratios being given to me. In problems like this, and in all of these ratio problems we've seen so far, we've been given an added piece of information. So the added piece of information here is that there are 432 occupied rooms on Sunday night. Here's where you have to be careful. You have to read that extra information very carefully and see where it fits. So first of all, I'm seeing it's on Sunday night. So I'm going to go to my Sunday night side of my tape diagrams. It says 432 occupied rooms. So under Sunday, I'm going to go to occupied rooms, and I'm going to show that the number of occupied rooms is equal to 432. Before we even look at what the question is asking us, we're going to see what number should go in each section of this tape. So in order to do that, I'm going to take the 432 for that occupied bar, and I'm going to divide it up by the number of sections in that bar, which in this case is 6. So I'm going to do my division. And get 72 in each section. So 72 in each one of these sections. If 72 is in each one of these sections, that means it's also in this section. But because the number of hotel rooms doesn't change from night to night total, I'm going to also be placing it in each one of these sections. Now I can answer the question. The question is asking how many unoccupied rooms does it have on Saturday night? So now I'm looking at unoccupied on Saturday night. So I'm going to go back to the Saturday side, to the unoccupied bar. Okay, so I go to my unoccupied bar on Saturday night. I take the number in each section, which is 72. I multiply it by the number of sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will tell me how many unoccupied rooms there were on Saturday night. So if I do 72 times 5, I get 360 unoccupied rooms Saturday night. Okay, so the idea is you want to separate into two different sections, determine what you're comparing, so in this case Saturday versus Sunday. Draw your two ratios or your two tape diagrams of your ratios. Look at what the extra information is given to you. Use that extra information to figure out the answer to the question being asked. Just make sure you read very carefully.